everyone, and welcome to February's Community Kitchen. This month we are focusing on chocolate and all different types of dishes. Today I'm going to be making a healthier chocolate carrot cake. It's a spin on your traditional carrot cake with cocoa powder. There is a hint of espresso powder, which is optional. We are also making it a little bit healthier by using half whole wheat regular all-purpose flour, and there will be less sugar than your traditional carrot cake recipe. So let's get started. So you want to line a baking dish with parchment paper. I am using a 9 by 12 baking dish, but the recipe calls for 8 by 8, but this is also fine. The portions will just be cut slightly differently, but you just want that prepared ahead of time. And then I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So the first step is you're gonna combine your wet ingredients. I have already combined my non-dairy milk with apple cider vinegar. The milk will look a little bit curdled, and this is gonna replicate a buttermilk with its high acidity, and this will help the carrot cake be really fluffy and moist. We're just gonna add that in to your large mixing bowl. Along with that, I am going to add vegetable oil and vanilla extract. Alternatively, you can substitute the vegetable oil for applesauce to make this oil-free. And then I'm going to take a whisk and whisk that together. Once that's combined, you're gonna add your dry ingredients. So I have 3/4 cup of whole wheat flour and 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Again, to boost the fiber and the whole grains in this recipe, I substituted half of the flour for whole wheat. So you're gonna add the flour into the bowl, along with cocoa powder and instant espresso powder. Again, the espresso powder is optional, but it helps to enhance the flavors of the chocolate. For the cocoa powder, I highly recommend Dutch processed cocoa powder. It just has a more flavorful chocolate flavor, but again, regular cocoa powder is totally fine. And then I'm gonna add in sugar, granulated sugar. I have baking soda and baking powder and salt. I'm gonna add that in. For the spices is cinnamon and ground ginger. And then you're just gonna add in some orange zest, because it really brings out the flavors of the chocolate and complements the carrot. Give that a good stir with a spatula. When the flour is almost mixed in, you wanna avoid over mixing, you're gonna add in some shredded carrots, dark chocolate chunks. Once everything is just mixed, again, try to avoid over mixing, then you can add into your prepared baking dish. The batter will be thicker than your traditional cake batter, but that's okay. You can also add nuts to this recipe, such as walnuts. It's a great source of healthy fats, omega-3s. That would be a great addition to this recipe. So once that is all in the baking dish, you're going to pop it in the oven for 32 minutes. You'll check it with a toothpick or a knife to see if it comes out clean. A few moist crumbs is okay, and then we can allow the cake to cool. So I just took the carrot cake out of the oven. I'm going to allow it to cool for about 5 minutes while it's still in the dish. And then I'm gonna transfer to a wire cooling rack to cool completely. But in the meantime, we can prepare the cashew frosting. So I have already soaked my cashews in boiling water for about 30 minutes. You wanna do this because you want the cashews to be really soft so that they blend really easily and they get creamy. So I'm just gonna drain these cashews and then I'm gonna add them to the blender. I'm also gonna add in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, or 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, and then also half a cup of almond milk. And you're just gonna add this to a blender and blend until thick and creamy. Once it is blended, you'll just add it to a small bowl and then add it and then refrigerate it while your cake is cooling. So once the cake is cooled, you can go ahead and frost it. I just put it on a wire cooling rack. I'm just gonna sprinkle on a little bit of chopped walnuts, also some toasted coconut. And that is the final product. It's so delicious, it's so rich. If you want to check out the rest of the recipes for this month's Community Kitchen, make sure to check out our YouTube channel and our Instagram and our blog. And I look forward to seeing you guys next month.